I present to you the AMS. Welcome.
All right. If you ain't
What is
us,
up, everybody?
podcast, we're back. Justin's back from his
Being ill.
Decepticon COVID. That's what we're gonna call it, that because it hasn't been discovered yet.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think it is though. It's got to be some form of COVID.
What's the one that's on now? It sounds funny. Omicron. What?
Um, Omicron, Americon,
Sounds like a new shape.
Americon,
It sounds like a new fucking shape.
Omarion.
But we're here to give our picks for the UFC fight night, Aldo versus Font fight card.
Live
We're gonna
at
give
the
our main event
Apex.
picks. Did you just say live from the Apex?
Yeah,
That scared me. I was looking away. I was like, what the
they're
fuck is
milking
that
that bitch. They're milking that bitch for all they can, man. It was like like
Hey.
Triller, or well, they did the Triad Combat like this past weekend, which was funny. But like production is the best. It's like as far as like you have to go back to the old Affliction cards for like the production to be this good. But and they had Metallica playing, they had Pyro, they had everything. The production was unreal. That was the whole budget. But then you like look at the quality of fights and you're just like, man, UFC's been running this at the Apex for free. Making better cards. So
Well, you don't need all that extra stuff. I mean, you could be like during COVID and stuff, and they had like the people that actually could get promotions, the
I don't know,
fight and
man.
stuff. All you need is the camera.
Man,
It was brutal though. The most brutal one was.
all you need is a camera. But at the same time, man, it's like you're gonna sell it if you have Metallica, who is been selling out everything for like 40 years. You're gonna sell the card. You know, the card's there.
Yeah.
You don't like you need everything you can if you've got Frank Mir headlining.
Yeah. But nah, like the most brutal one in an arena with no fans was absolutely Gaethje versus Ferguson.
Ferguson, yeah,
You could
that was
hear
a
him getting pieced up in like
yeah.
4K.
I was in 4K from the comfort of a couch, was just hearing Ferguson die. Like I was just hearing Tony Ferguson die.
You could hear power shots from Gaethje, in which every shot was a power shot,
Yeah,
and it
and
had
like
me.
throw sand in
He's
his
like,
eyes.
like I ain't never heard anybody try to kill somebody.
Throwing sand in his eyes too. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
Pick up some sand. Pick up some sand. Like Ferguson's. That was the best thing his corner had. Like I want to say it was like round 4. It was like, Buddy, you need a new corner.
And man, the podcast has missed you, and lucky we didn't have a card last week while you was dead. And you didn't miss anything besides the Misha Tate card, in which we had guessed already what was gonna happen there. We seen that a mile away.
Yeah, we texted each other. I was like, "Fuck me, man! Like I love Misha, but she's getting her ass whooped."
And you also love somebody on this card in the name of Jose Aldo.
God, dude, I do. And so it's like it's sad. Like no matter how much Rob Font's a bad motherfucker.
After his last fight, yeah, he proved that.
But it's like no matter what though, like I can't ever pick against Aldo.
I know. That's just like me and Max.
Dude, you could have like Jose Aldo versus like prime C-level Cain Velasquez, and I'm picking Jose Aldo. By leg kicks. Via leg kicks, he's gonna
via
He's
leg
gonna do
kicks.
it.
That sounds like Gaethje's game plan these days, though. Or in this case,
Yeah.
the Max Holloway fight you missed. Oh, buddy messed up his
Oh
foot
man.
on his still leg, which bugs
Yeah.
me also. By the way, that's what disappointed me the most is Max Holloway's ability to check leg kicks, which is why he lost 2 fights to Alexander because he didn't check leg kicks.
I still stand by that he only lost one fight to Alexander Volkanovski.
The
Yeah.
second
And
one was it the
that's the
first one or the
selling
second
point. That's
one?
the selling point for the second one.
Yeah, the second one, like I understand leg
The
kicks,
second
but
one was
the
the
volume
disputed.
was so
Yeah.
high from Max Holloway that it's just like you could easily give
Max
him the nod.
Holloway. Yeah, he has more volume than any fighter in any combat sport should allow. Like he's like got the volume of a Thai fighter with like the pop of like Arturo Gatti.
And it's so crazy how
Like
much he weighs cut down, and usually that kills people, but he's just out here just like he's like, oh,
it's nearly killed
I'm in
him.
my super form now.
It nearly killed him. Remember, like he was like stroking out on the scales. He tried to step in and fight Khabib at the last minute, and they wouldn't.
They said he
clear
weighed
him.
too much.
Oh, he tried to make weight, but it was like he also had like a brain. They found something weird on his brain. Remember all that shit? Like he was
Yeah,
like
then
passing out and
he
like
said
seeing
I figured
spots.
it out. Oh, that's what I forgot to get back to you about. Speaking on that, when you had told me that and everything, and his last was it 3 or 4 camps, he doesn't spar anymore.
No, no, he doesn't, and it's saved his career. Honestly, I think Donald Cerrone's quit sparring too. Maybe
But
probably
yeah,
not
that
a
might
bad
be a
idea.
reason. That might be a reason why though, due to the thing he found, and that's the only way he can get around it
Yeah.
somehow, some way.
Well, it's like Paul Felder, I think, stopped right before his retirement. I don't know. It's there's a
Paul
thing that's
Felder
like
said he
I
come
mean,
back for the
there's
money.
he said he'd come back for the money or a fight in Philly. That's
A
like
fight in Philly with the boys, yeah,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
always
yeah. It's
awesome.
like yeah,
Sweet.
somebody right now in like the Wells Fargo Center is just like putting up a poster with like Paul Felder's face on it. Because like I love Paul Felder, so
What is?
I wish he would come back.
What is up with the 185
He fought on.
division? I know this is random, but like it's
It's
like
wrecked.
it's like
It's
if Pereira doesn't make his way up faster than
yeah.
oh
I
buddy
think he's 2 fights away from a top 5 guy.
from the Italian Dream, like Italian Dream believes that he's next after the Whitaker fight, and I'm just like I don't want to see him fight. Like it's
Man,
terrible.
I'm curious to see what Whitaker does. Like honestly,
Uh,
like Robert Whitaker is like Adesanya's on another level. Like okay, like that's
it's
understandable.
the feints.
Terrible wrestling, and well, it's like once he's on the ground, it's fish on land type shit. And Whitaker showed. Do you remember his fight last year against Darren Till?
Yeah, when he destroyed that
Like
man's leg.
he just literally he's shown like really improved wrestling, and it was like it wasn't until after I want to say the Jan fight where Adesanya got grapple fucked. He was just like Whitaker then like because he didn't want the title fight. He didn't want to fight Adesanya again. He was like, I'm not even thinking about it. Like I'm not even thinking about what I want to do next or whatever. I got a kid on the way and everything else. Not even gonna think about doing anything till next year and so on. But then like he watched that fight and was like, I want this fight. Like he saw something there. You know what I'm saying? He got real eager to fight Israel Adesanya after that fight. And that's something that doesn't happen with anyone. So
Yeah, I guess that he's on a by any means aspect of anything. Well, let's get into the card and then we can talk about some things because like I said, I got a surprise for you that you might be intrigued by. All right. So let's see. Our first fight on the main card is Alex Moreno and versus Mickey Gall. And
Alex Moreno versus Mickey Gall. Yeah.
listen,
God,
nicknames are hilarious. For example, we got Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. Hilarious.
Yes.
But I wonder if Alex Moreno's the Great White is because of a shark.
I don't no. I think that one should change.
Let's hope it's for a shark. Let's hope it's for a shark.
I hope.
It's almost February. We can't be doing this.
What if he fights in February?
Oh my god.
He's lined up for it. He comes out unscathed. Mm. He could be like
the Great White in February. Like, let's go.
he could be pulling a Kevin Lee and fighting for his career right now. I don't know.
Kevin Lee is the most staffed infected fighter that I have ever seen on a card, man. Like,
did you see the interview that he just did?
The one where he was. How did he find out? I didn't get to see. How did he find out?
Email. A coordinator emailed him, and so then he called Hunter, one of the UFC execs, and he called him and was like, "Man, I've been with you guys for like damn near 10 years." I've my last 2 losses. I got like 2. He's lost like 5 out of his last 7, but he's like 2-5 out of his last 7 or some shit. And he one of those losses is to Oliveira. So it's not like that's like nothing to snuff at, but
no, he's
apparently
monsters.
Yeah, so apparently one of the things is that they're saying a conspiracy is that he's with the same agency that Nagano's on, and Nagano's had some notorious CAA, and they're a rival of the Endeavor that owns the UFC and RA Gold's the whole thing. So there's been a huge thing going on between Nagano and the UFC, and it's just been a bunch of bullshit. And so Kevin Lee's on the same thing, and he goes, "Yo, so I would have fought in December for another promotion had you guys told me. Y'all told me several weeks after my last loss that y'all wait till then to release me. Why didn't y'all release me right away? It wasn't till this Nagano thing where Nagano comes out last week and talks about how the whole him and Gane bumping into each other on stage in UFC. Yeah. So
he handled that professionally in his own world. It's.
Well, she works for Endeavor. And then Nagano's with another company, and he's like, "Yo, why didn't the way that you guys have done this is it's all real bad, and y'all are hitting on my agents to me do all this shit, and I'm not really trying to play into that. I have no beef with him. It's just a fight. I don't like how y'all handled stuff."
Yeah.
So he just pretty much just was like, "Yo, I don't." Kevin Lee though was just like, "Why, if this isn't a thing involving that, why didn't you guys release me when I had my last fight?"
Which is usually how it works.
And he popped for her. Yeah. Well, yeah, usually. Yeah, but I don't know. Kevin Lee showed very little ceiling. A very low ceiling. He's not really
done the most
better.
Chicken legs, the chicken dance in the UFC. Most.
And he's also just not really shown he's getting any better. It's you're not this young up and coming fighter anymore. It's now you've been with the company for 10 years. You've headlined, I think 5, cards, and it's you've not really shown
his biggest
you won't
fight was
cut
Chiesa.
off any muscle. Yeah, that was the biggest. Yeah, well, I mean, he fought Tony Ferguson too, right? So it was
but that was Tony Ferguson of prime, though.
No, right, but it was it's still he's fought killers, but at the same time it's he was missing weight a bunch at 55, and then misses. He goes to 70, won't cut down any muscle, so he's just kind of in that weird spot where if there was a 165, he would be great, but there's not. So fuck him.
If he ain't us, fuck him.
So
yeah, Alex Moreno versus Mickey Gall. I see Mickey Gall winning this by let's go late submission, 3rd round.
I go submission. Mickey Gall's submission, even though it's Mickey Gall's 7-3, Moreno's 27. That's a huge experience difference, but Mickey Gall is just a beast, dude. He really is somebody that
I believe in that. He came out one fight and just destroyed a guy, and then the Diego Sanchez fight happened, and then I was like, "What is this?"
Diego Sanchez is one of those guys that the aura will beat you before anything else will.
No, he said he had a terrible weight cut, and it showed, and he said he's fixed it, but I think he came out and looked better. after that.
Yeah, I mean
So
he also he got beat by Mike Perry. Gall's lost to Mike Perry. He he's not really beaten like a lot of names. That's the problem with like Mickey Gall.
I think he's on the right side though of the
I mean he
like
beat
he's
Sage
shown of
Northcutter.
improvement. Like before, he was just a jiu-jitsu guy. Mike Perry said no to your jiu-jitsu and just started throwing with him, and he couldn't do nothing about
Yeah,
it.
he just Mike
So
Perry'd him.
yeah, but
Alex Morono though, I like Alex Morono the way I love Donald Cerrone and the way that he like fucked him up. It's hard for me to like.
he didn't
I
see
mean,
it
dude,
coming.
he knocked out fucking, you know, he knocked him out. Anthony Pettis beat Morono by decision. I mean, you know, it's like he's a game opponent. I could see Morono winning.
It would have to be by decision if it was, but I see Mickey Gall just
Mickey, I don't know, man. Mickey Gall, yeah, I see Mickey Gall winning by submission. Second round.
yeah, he just beat that Jordan Williams guy who was pretty tough, who bounced back right
First
after
round
that with a
submission, yeah.
win. And
Yeah.
that's a power puncher, but Morano's more well rounded to say. He's
Mm-hmm.
won by just about every way. He yeah, his last fight was a decision, but I don't see him. I'm choosing Mickey Gall, but I'm not like faithful into it. But I see if he can actually get something going with his wrestling and whatnot. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna trade the Morano decision. I'm going with the
Yeah.
Great White. Oh yeah,
I'll go.
Great
I'll go
White by
Morano first
decision.
round TKO. Let's go.
First
Let's
round
go Morano
TKO.
first
I'm
round
going
TKO.
Morano decision.
All right.
And this is an interesting one because
Yeah, that was
Chris
that one got
Curtis was a
interesting.
local
Yeah.
guy for the what like Hard Rock and all of them and everything. He's been he's been around the way all these years, and he came and knocked out old buddy Phil Halls, and nobody seen it coming, and that was on short notice, and now he's facing Brandon Allen, who is
I think he beats Brendan Allen.
you think so? Brandon Allen came into the thing as a grappler, but at the same time, Chris
Actually, you know
Curtis
what?
hasn't had problems handling people from Sanford MMA.
I go Brendan Allen. Hmm.
I'll go Chris Curtis
I'll
second
go.
round TKO.
I go Brendan Allen decision.
Hey, but I'm glad to see Chris Curtis get in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean he's 34. Brendan Allen's 25. Man,
Hey,
you know
age
they're
doesn't
relative.
matter. It's just the fact that this man has over 30 plus fights and then didn't get on the UFC radar, like even for short
No,
notice
yeah,
after all this
that's
time until this time, because they're more
yeah,
lenient now.
that's true.
They're like, oh, you want to take a short
Yeah,
notice fight? You're in. You know.
yeah, it's pretty much just like
But
if you can
usually
pass
when
a
they do
code
that, it's a
test, you're good.
definite L. It's a definite L.
Yeah,
Like usually when they do that.
this next one's exciting,
Oh my God, the battle of the old men. Leonardo
dude. All right,
Santos
so
versus Clay Guida.
I got to roll with Clay Guida back in like 2009,
I feel like
and it
he's
was
a
like
solid
after the
muscle.
Roger. It was after the Roger Huerta fight. But yeah, that fight was legendary. He lost, but um, it's hard to like ever bet against him. Santos is gonna beat him, but
Santos by I say by decision, even though Santos can choke a
yeah,
person out, as we've seen last
Guida's
week with
pretty
or no
susceptible to choke.
not last week but the week before with Yaya.
Yeah,
God, that damn
Santos
man.
beats Guida
Yeah, I say
by
Santos
choke.
by this.
I say by choke.
You think by
I
choke?
think I think he'll guillotine his ass. Yeah. Clay Guida is pretty susceptible to chokes.
Yeah, he
He
is.
loses quite a bit to chokes.
Well, that's what happens
He
when you
just
double leg against the
he's that head
cage.
first.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just that head first wrestler, and it's like I love him dearly. He was doing really well when he was at Jackson. Is he still at Jackson?
no, he's at
I
Alpha
don't
Male.
know. Yeah.
He's
Okay.
at
Well,
Alpha Male.
shit. So he should have a really good guillotine. But maybe I don't know.
No, he's been at Alpha Male for a hot minute. I
Yeah,
feel
well,
like.
he's been alpha male for a hot minute, yeah. But I remember now him going over there. I liked him better at Jackson, man. Honestly, It's like I feel like they kind of like tamed him and kind of like.
They did tame him. You remember that fight where he ran circles for like a good, was it 15
Yeah,
minutes?
yeah. He fought a Greg Jackson fight.
Who was that he faced? That he did that.
Clay, he fought. I mean, he's not really had like a good name. I mean, he beat Michael
Yeah,
Johnson, but like, is that a name
he's
anymore?
beating Dos Anjos. He's beating Gomi,
No, no, that's what I'm saying.
Pettis
He in a while. I'm saying in years. He
in
like
years.
he like beat BJ Penn. He beat a 2019 BJ Penn. He lost to Bobby Green in 2020.
He beat Michael
His
Johnson.
last he lost to Mark Madsen.
Michael
He beat Michael
Madsen.
Johnson, but it's like is that a thing now? Oliveira beat him first round submission 2018. Um,
Yeah.
he beat Joe Lozon, and that was 2017. That was years ago, So it's like it's hard to like I don't know. He's gone, I don't know.
You know
It's
what?
hard to tell.
You know what? It's hard for me. I'm gonna go with Clay Guida by TKO.
Really? Okay. All right,
By
that's fair.
second round. Second round. If he comes out how he came
I
out, like he did against Michael Johnson, yeah.
so low Leonardo Santos, he beat Roman Bogotov. That's a good one right there. And Dawson beat him his last fight, so I don't know. It could go a couple different ways, man. Like it could go a couple different ways, but I think he's gonna end up beating. Well, I don't know. Clay by decision. Fuck it. Go to Clay decision.
It's hard to
Um,
bet against
I guess he might.
city kickboxing. I
Yeah, it's
mean,
hard
I
to
feel
bet
like
from
he's
anyway.
gonna
Yeah.
mix up. I think he is going to wrestle. Like it's gonna be a decision. I feel like
Drew,
unless we get some spinning
man,
shit.
I don't think he'll wrestle. So Rafael, man, it's like he's beat Moicano, Bobby Green. I think it's just gonna. Drew Dober's like talented, but it's just like I feel like the talent level is just better. Rafael's fought.
That Raphael's fault? Yeah.
Yeah,
His Muay Thai has got him where he to
yeah,
this point.
yeah.
But he
And
has
now,
defense when it comes to grappling, but like I said, I can easily see Brad getting the split decision in the
and
end
now,
due to more grappling or attempt to
and
grapple.
you know who fights after them, right?
Yeah, it's your goat
Limbo.
as they call him.
Yeah,
Rob
my
Font
God.
versus Jose Aldo Jr. Which they
Jose
randomly
Aldo
killing him.
Jr., baby. Jose
Jose,
Aldo Jr.
the king of Brazil.
I that's my Brazilian sweetheart, Jose Aldo.
So what happened? You gave him McKenzie?
I love Mackenzie Dern, but she's about as Brazilian as this wall behind me. So, no, she's her accent at least. Um, I I think Jose wins it, man. He's just honestly, man, since he's been a bantamweight, he's really comfortable at that weight. First time he made that weight, it was scary. He's looked incredible since
Mhm.
then. He's comfortable. I mean, he's boxing. Even Jan said that his boxing impressed him, and it's like Peter Yan has the best boxing, and I think maybe the UFC. I don't know. Like it's like Peter Yan's
Who,
hard to
Peter
fuck with
Yan?
on boxing. Yeah, I think Peter Yan has the
Yeah, he
best box.
does. Yeah.
I think he just pure boxing, yeah, and you know, it was like I just think that's kind of yeah. I think Jose wins it. I mean, like I get it, like Rob Font knocked out Cody Garbrandt, but I
I thought he.
mean, Or no, decision was decision.
Oh, he beat him by
It was
decision.
Yeah, he beat him by decision. He knocked out Marlon Rice. Just I think like everywhere he's better. I think just Aldo's better everywhere.
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
really know
Rob
where.
Font. I think it's gonna be Rob Font by decision, man.
That's insane. That's man.
I hear the bias. You're not being unbiased.
Wow. I mean,
can't believe you have done
but it's
this.
like okay, all right. So it's like Rob Font's a brown belt, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He wants no part of like Jose Aldo's ground game is underrated. Secondly, Jose fought against wrestlers so much that he like his defensive wrestling got really good. Like Jose Aldo's
Oh yeah, Chad
takedown
Mendez
defensive.
spin.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was like because he had everyone gunning for him, and it was just like everybody was like, "Well, we're not gonna strike with this guy, and he throws a lot of leg kicks, so we're just gonna like try to take him down." And that's the key to beating Jose Aldo. And he was like, "Yeah, no, fuck you." And then
He
Rob
opened up
Font,
people's
man,
faces
it's
trying to wrestle.
the only thing that's questionable about Jose, and it has been his entire career, is his gas tank. He seems to fade a little bit, man. And I don't want to say he doesn't have a heart. He just kind of quits a little bit. Around 3.5, he's usually
He
cash.
goes for that sloppy takedown and then gets ground and pounded. You know.
Yeah, I do. But it's just I don't know. It's like Font's not gonna submit him. I don't, you know.
No, that's why I say. That's why I say by decision.
I think it's just whoever counter punches better.
Oh my god, I wouldn't want to stand in front of Aldo the first 2 minutes of the fight.
If Aldo goes back against this leg kick, Aldo decision.
I say Rob Font by decision.
Nice. Can't beat that. All right, we'll see.
All right, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this. I just want you to listen. I just want you to listen to something. I just want to listen. You listen to something. You got that situation. Then you got the Michael Jordan tattoo in the dark.
Yeah.
And then
With a battery next to a window, next to an Arby's.
Arby's.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Arby's set it off
Arby's
next to
did
an
it.
Arby's. Like that. Like the Arby's sets the scene.
Because I watched my boss's wife beat him up in that parking lot, so I just always equate that back.
You just officially made Arby's the hood official place where the weird happens.
Yeah, and they don't give you sauce anymore, apparently.
What?
Yeah, they don't. You have to ask.
I seen a
for it.
thing.
I
I
tweeted
seen a
about it
thing
today.
like, why do people trip about sauce? Because ain't like when you count the register, you ain't gonna come up short 2 sauces.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's no problem with like shortened sauce. And whenever you're like Arby's, like that's all you really got going for you is like that roast beef is dry and bland as fuck. Like there's no seasoning on that shit. If you get the beef and cheddar, maybe, but that's all in the bread. I had their turkey sandwich the other day. That thing's awful. So it's like all they got is that basic ass roast beef, the classic. And if you're feeling real hungry, you can go double at that and their curly fries.
I don't even eat their curly fries. I don't even eat red meat, as in beef in general, mostly. I don't even eat hamburgers like that. The last hamburger I had, I would say, was 10 plus years ago.
Sure, they're still good. So
They're not good.
They're still
But,
good as fuck. My guy, Five Guys.
Who goes to Arby's to get anything but the chicken, bacon, cheddar?
People that go there for
With the honey mustard
roast
on there.
beef because it's called Arby's, which stands for roast beef. RB.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. The more you know.
They started off as a roast beef company. Like that's all they got, and then they got the curly fries.
I'm about to tell the old lady about this.
Yeah, now
you know Arby's stands for RB, like roast beef.
Now they ask you if you want crinkle cut fries or the curly fries, and they asked me.
I bet you just taught so many people that listen to this a new thing.
Oh yeah.
RB stands for like ARBY.
Yeah.
Is really standing for R,
RB.
and then the letter R and the letter B.
Yeah.
As
Apostrophe
initials
S.
roast beef.
Yeah.
You said that, but I wanted to let you know I did my research. Do you want to know what RB stands for?
Uh-huh.
Raffle Brothers.
What?
Yeah. It stands for fucking Raffle Brothers. But I like your theory so much better. Roast beef. It's Raffle Brothers. Which
at least, but I was right on the aspect.
The RB part. So yeah. So I was telling the old lady that, and then she said no way, and then she asked Alexa, and Alexa told us the bad news. That it stood for Raffle Brothers.
Nah, I don't believe that at all.
Oh my goodness.
This can't be real.
I'm sorry. I feel like you just found out about Santa, man.
I don't. Nah. Okay, okay, never mind. Maybe. Let's Google it. Whatever. Nah.
It's roast beef in the hood. It's roast beef.
Google wrong. Yo, y'all had more. Who's eating more? Like, who the fuck's heard of Raffle Brothers? Everybody heard of roast beef.
This is when you became a villain and bought out the RB franchises. And it said, nah, it stands for roast beef now.
Yeah, where the Raffle Brothers at? Where they at? They ain't got the meats. Arby's does. Roast beef has the meats.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, hopefully my picks were all right. Hopefully Jose Aldo wins, because I'd much rather see him.
I don't want to see
make another run of the
one
title.
Of your Brazilian sweethearts take a L.
Oh God, I take it hard when it happens.
You call. You're like Mackenzie. You can't
shit
wrestle. How do you have great jiu-jitsu, but don't have anything to get the jiu-jitsu to the ground?
Yeah, she's working with. Isn't she working with like Joyce Pro?
Whatever what was happening wasn't working for her.
Trying.
I never seen that before.
No,
I ain't never. You're a specialist, but I seen Brazilian do weird things like Kron Gracie go out there and try to box when you're a jiu-jitsu guy. Like,
yeah.
What do you have to prove? Just
Gunner.
oh my God,
Damian
let's
Maia.
not talk about that. And Anderson Silva dog, and I'm like, you think you can box? Ooh.
Yeah, that's Anderson had that aura at the time too.
That was around the time of Forrest Griffin stuff, where he was just matrixing everybody and just one touching everybody.
James Irvin, Stephen Bonner. Yeah, he was just taking souls. Vitor.
But yeah,
Vitor Belfort's still not the same. Fucking Dan Henderson. He beat Dan Henderson at the time.
God, he's legendary. Yeah, he is the real goat.
That whole era of Anderson Silva was greatness. Yeah. Do you say him or GSP?
Yeah.
Who's the goat? Who's the goat? Like, if you have to pick one, you have to go one. Bear in mind, Anderson popped.
Anderson did pop, so it has to be GSP then. It has to be GSP.
Yeah, right. And Anderson got destroyed for 4.5 rounds against Chael Sonnen.
But Chael Sonnen also popped.
No one ever did that.
So that's kind of Astro from that. So
facts.
I feel like
facts. But still, at the same time, though, people can say like, well, Matt Serra or so if you go Matt Serra fight versus GSP, if that knocks off points, then the Weidman fight has to knock off points, the first one. If you go, I was one of the people that thought BJ Penn, the first fight with GSP, was a lot closer than a lot of people who gave it credit for. A lot of people, honestly, that actually changed a lot in MMA. after that that first BJ Penn GSP fight, that changed the way that
the
corners were
greasing?
run. Now, the greasing, greasegate, that was that. I don't know, man. There's so much controversy tied to both.
GSP is just so much smarter.
GSP, I go GSP.
I watched some things.
GSP is just
the only one that comes in behind him is freaking John Jones, but John Jones is Mr. Controversy, so.
I mean, John Jones has tested positive for multiple things, multiple times. He's
as long as I have Jesus, it doesn't exist.
His last win. Yeah, I mean, his last win was against his fiance.
Undefeated in 2021.
His last finish.
No, it wasn't. He went 2-0. You forgot about the cop car.
He fought the hood of that car. Yeah, he fought the cop car. What about whenever he was like shooting homeless people or shooting at homeless people in the cul-de-sac? Did that happen this year or that last year?
Now, and that makes it so funny.
Oh no! Last year.
Funny in the sense of John Jones.
Whenever he got arrested last year, his DUI thing. His last year, and they put him on house arrest for discharging a firearm in the neighborhood in New Mexico. He was in Albuquerque, and he was just airing out a pistol, just doing some blow, drinking, and shooting off guns at homeless people in a cul-de-sac. And then they put him on house arrest while there was a mandated lockdown that people, like a stay-at-home order anyways. So he ended up just being like, okay, they were just like, go home.
Who?
And
that man needs to be, I know that man is rich.
That guy, yeah. That man just needs to.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I see why John Jones hangs around the people he hangs around, because you get in good favor with you know how he goes around and says, I'm going to protect the city and blah, 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 and I'm going to help the militia.
Okay, well,
and
all right. So I'll bite. We'll do that. So he says, you like the people he hangs around with. He takes his attack on Mike Winklejohn yesterday, which on Twitter he spelled asshole wrong, and he also spelled his own name wrong. John Jones spelled his first name wrong. In this, he spelled it John, and he goes out against Mike Winklejohn and like is like bashing him, and he goes, "Oh, I can't be there. But for years, we had a convicted rapist training with us, and that's cool." Okay, how about this, John Jones? You were training willingly with a convicted rapist for years and didn't say anything about it until now. Like, you never, like, you didn't have a problem with it either, buddy. Like, you just...
You know it.
He's not a good person, man.
Terrible.
He's a terrible human being.
And everybody just feels bad for DC
now. Because DC would have beat him at heavyweight, maybe. Probably not. But still, like, I don't know. It's yet to be seen. John Jones has not been the same since that Dominic Reyes fight, dude. He didn't look good against it. Honestly, he didn't look good whenever he fought OSP after he came back from the suspension.
He didn't even finish.
Remember OSP took him a decision, didn't he? Yeah. That's I don't know, man. It's I'm off the John Jones train, man. I don't think.
I cannot wait. I give it 5 years.
Yeah, dude's gonna be a 30 for 30.
Yes.
Dude's gonna be a 30 for 30 for sure. He's gonna end up killing someone at some point, just like off of just being just an idiot, and there's no repercussions to what happens to anything he does. He never gets in real trouble. Like, this man is the luckiest guy in the world. If I had his attorneys, like, the things I would do are just diabolical. Just knowing I could just come up so heavy. It's like, I don't know. It's like, you could do anything you fucking want to and just not go to jail. He's above the law.
Yeah. But yeah, we can go down that road. We don't have time for everything, but another time.
Oh, we'll go down that road another time. Yeah.
But
hell yeah, we'll be back next week with
what's the Dustin?
How we did Dustin Poirier did or didn't do on our picks.
Oliveira, is that next week or is that 2 weeks? No, it's 2 weeks.
Is it? 2 weeks. No, it can't be next week, right? They're not. Yeah, I'm gonna say usually this is feel like there's a 2 week time
we might
after
do something
that.
special for that one the next week. Then we could just talk about more.
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah,
I'm down. That'll be the end of the year card. That's the big end of the year card that they always do.
But
yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in.
Glad you're back. Feeling better?
Glad to be back. Yeah. This sinus infection thing, like flu, whatever the fuck it was, it put you down. I was down for like 9 total days, and I'm still like coughing up shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Well, yeah. We'll see you guys soon.
And I'm Ricky.
Justin.
And if you ain't us, fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em.